Now let's go over how to do the same thing in MySQL Workbench. First, choose your connection. If you have different databases, you can select them here, but we only have one for now. Remember, this is just a warning about a version difference. Over here, you can see that we already have the person database we created earlier. Now I'm going to create a new one by right-clicking and clicking Create Schema. Because this is a desktop application, it allows us to do things like right-click, which we couldn't in PHP-MyAdmin. We're going to give it a name. Since we already have person, we'll back up a step and we'll call this one customers. Oops. Next, we'll choose the correlation type. We'll choose the same one, UTF-8, MB4, Unicode CI. Click Apply. Workbench does something interesting. It shows you the query that's going to be run before it runs it. This can be useful if you're trying to learn how they're working. Click Apply. It's executed, so now we hit Finish. And now you can see over here that we have a customer database. If I double click it, I can go up here and click Create New Table, and that'll give us our form. Now, I'm going to skip this for now because MySQL has the visual way to do this, which is one of the things that make it more unique, and it uses the same form, so we'll see it in a moment. For now, instead of this, we're going to click File, New Model, Add Diagram, and it's going to open up this page. From there, simply come over and press the table button, choose a place on the map, and now we've placed a table. If we double click it, we'll see that same form from earlier, and you can actually enter the table name and the columns at the same time. Since we already had person before, we'll name this one person. We'll give him an ID, which is an int. It's already selected that for us. We'll set it as the primary key and not null, and set its auto increment. Over here, we'll give each person a name, and it's selected varchar 45 for us. We can change these things if we want. Each person, if they're a customer, is also going to have something they bought, so we'll say purchase. That should do for now. So if I get out of here, you can see that we have a representation of a table with 3 columns in it. Next, we're going to create one from a template. It has a few already loaded, and this will just save us some time. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a primary key since it doesn't have one. We'll call that person ID, since we're going to try to connect these in a moment. We'll set it as an int, primary key, non-null, and auto-incrementing. Now we have these two tables, and it can actually help us visually connect them. And the more tables you have, the easier it'll be to see how things connect if we do it this way. Also, it has a very handy feature of if you select down here and you select 2 tables, it'll automatically create a table that has the things they have in common in it. In this case, it has the ID from person and the person ID from user copy 1. These are called helper tables and can help you make your queries a little bit easier to use. Now that we have some tables, let's save them. You come over here to File, click Save Model. You can locate it anywhere you want. I'm just going to call this Model 1 for now. Click Save. Now that it's saved, we can come up here to Database, Forward Engineer. All this stuff will just stay the same. And it should be processing. If everything goes well, those are checked. We close it. And now, when we go back to look at our customers table, we can expand tables and see that we now have person, person has user, and user tables. All 3 of them were automatically created for us. And if we expand, we can see that inside there are columns for ID, name, and purchase. Well, that's how to make databases, tables, and columns in PHP MySQL. In the next video, we'll go over some principles on how to best structure your tables so they can be used together.